Hello, friends. So, normally I record at night, but I'm getting ready to go to a big bookstore down in Chester County, which is a huge barn called Baldwin's Book Barn. I'm going to put a link below. You should go there if you're ever in Pennsylvania. It is 3 stories, and it's this old 1800s barn. It's phenomenal. Always find really great stuff there. I found a Scottish cookbook there once. It's just like this paper stapled thing. It was 50 cents. It had all like the traditional recipes and like the traditional haggis recipe that we cannot make here in the US because it's illegal. That's in there. And speaking of Scottish things, I knew you were hoping for Orange Chat that I was going to do a video about Hogmanay, and I promised to do one. So, what is Hogmanay? Well, as I've mentioned before, Christmas was outlawed in Scotland until the 1950s, and it wasn't as big a deal because it was illegal and you could actually go to jail and get in a lot of trouble. So everybody shifted their celebrations to the New Year, and that is called Hogmanay, and very similar to like New York, where you know bazillions of people come out and they drop the ball. It's that big of a celebration with fireworks and parties everywhere. And my favorite part is torches. They have torches. We're not allowed to have torches here in the U.S. They have torches that they carry through the streets, and that's so exciting. But there's a whole lot of other traditions that go with Hogmanay, and you probably heard of some of them, and some of them you haven't. I don't do all of them. I don't make steak and kidney pie. I do like steak and kidney pie. I like steak pie actually more without the kidneys in it, but I don't have that on New Year's Day because we followed Dave's tradition of eating pork and sauerkraut. So, but I want to walk you through some things that we do for Hogmanay. So this is not a Druidic holiday. This isn't a religious holiday at all. This is just a custom. So in our tradition, so I have to back up a little bit. We always go away for New Year because when the boys were little, we could never get a babysitter to watch our kids because our parents always went out. So there's nobody to watch kids, and my son's disabled, so I couldn't just be anybody watching my kids. So we decided, early on that every year we would take the boys somewhere. We've done all sorts of things. I'm in charge of planning, and some years have been successful. And the year that we almost froze to death in Boston, not one of our best years. But we have lots of great memories from all of these events. Well, this is the first year where the boys do not want to go along. So a group of friends, we're getting together. We rented a cabin up in the Poconos, and I'm trying not to think of cabin in the woods because that's always sketchy. But it's an Airbnb, so it's not really a cabin. It's a very nicely appointed place, and a good group of friends that are going to celebrate together, whose kids are all grown. So we're never home. So I have to do some of these things before I go. And the first thing that I do is that tomorrow, because I'll be leaving, tomorrow morning I will strip the entire kitchen, all of the countertops, and I will pour boiling water over all of them and scrub them, getting rid of the dirt of the old year. I do the same with the bathrooms. And, in the tradition, that was the whole house, but I have a big house and not a huge fan of cleaning, so I've always just done the kitchen and the bathrooms. And so I take everything off the counters. I boil water in a pot, not my tea kettle pot, but an actual pot, and then I pour the water over, and I thank the universe for the blessings of the previous year, and look forward to the new year. And I'll do that tomorrow morning. I'll have the windows open, so letting out the bad energy of the old year, letting in the new energy of the new year. I'll open the windows when I get home on the 1st to let in the energy of the new year. Um, and then I smudge throughout the whole house too. So while the windows are open, I smudge. And each of the rooms I use white cedar, and I go through and I do the corners and I do the doorways. I make sure that all the doors have bells on them, and mistletoe. I have to be very careful with mistletoe because my cats will eat it and it will die. So I have always used fake mistletoe, and I will probably replace my real mistletoe with fake mistletoe while I'm not home, just so that I can watch them. They haven't gone after it yet, so I think we're good so far. So I do that ritual cleaning, and we clean out the fridge too. We clean out the fridge and the freezer, and everything is spotless in that regard. Then we go away. So all the other traditions I follow wherever I'm at. And so we do something called first footing. So you leave before midnight, and you open a window if you can. I'll be in a house. I'm not sure if the window's open, but you leave the window open so you're letting in the air of the new year. I'll do that when I get home on the 1st as well. I'll open some windows and call in the universe and the spirits from the north, west, south, and east. And then I'll do that wherever I am at, and so you leave, and you the other thing that I do is you always give a gift to the neighbors that border you. So in the clan life, that would be the clans next to you. In my life, it's my next door neighbors. So I deliver a gift to all of my bordering neighbors. This year, it's going to be nut roll. So I have like all these nut rolls waiting to go. So I'll do that before I leave for the cabin. Obviously, I don't know anybody at the cabin, so I don't know those neighbors, and they're not really my clan neighbors, right? So I won't do that there. But when we're there, so we'll all leave, and we build a fire, and you write down all the things that you want to let go of from the previous year. So it can be regrets that you have, or people that you're letting go of. And we've done this before. We've done this at Samhain. We've done this, and sort of the Druid observation of the wheel. But this is something for people who don't celebrate that. It's a way of letting go of things that you just want to let go of. And so you write one thing per piece of paper, and you throw it in the fire, and you let go of it. You don't have to share it with anybody. You do that one at a time. You think about it, and you let it go. And it's always easier said than done, right? To write something down and then let it go. But you have to let it go. And then you burn that in the fire, and then New Year's comes, and you have your fire, and you celebrate, and you cheer, and you can bang pots and pans, and whatever it is we decide to do. And then, do a shot or whatever at midnight if you want, or whatever you do at midnight. Like, have fun. Like, that's the point, have fun. And then when you finally go back in the house, you have to go in a certain order, and this is called first footing. So it goes tallest to shortest, darkest haired person first, redheads in the back, gray now, but I was always the shortest redhead, so I was always last. Usually when it's my family, when it was the 4 of us, it would be Julian first, and then my son David, then Dave, and then me. This time, I don't know who it'll be. We'll have to line up and figure it out, but I'm the shortest redhead, so none of us have dark hair, though. I think everybody has blonde hair, except for me. So we'll see how that works out. And then you go in, and then you have a shot of whiskey, and you toast the new year. And so we do that. So ritual cleaning out the dirt of your life, doing the getting rid of the things and burning them up that you want to get rid of. So you're sort of cleaning out, and then you're opening windows and letting goodness in. You're going in the proper order, and then you're doing a toast, and then you're eating something that's meaningful to you. I do love a good steak pie. Maybe one year I can convince them to do steak pies. I would love to actually go to Scotland to celebrate their version of Hogmanay. Hopefully some of my Scottish friends will invite me one year. Because I feel like it's not a kind of thing that you'd want to go in as a tourist, right? You'd want to go in with people that you know. Because it could be probably really lonely if you didn't know anybody. So I am wishing all of you all the very best in the new year, and happy Hogmanay and happy new year. Be well. Bye-bye.